Hi guys, putting here with a game in my Bismarck, and this is a ranked game. Now, as you can see by the starting lineups there, this is really a battleship heavy game, with there only being 4 ships that are not a battleship. You might say we might have the slight advantage in that we have the New Orleans because it has radar and there's only 1 destroyer per team. But I think the enemy team has the advantage in the Otago because he can actually get his health back. Not discounting the New Orleans' radar because it will come into play and actually set the tone for this match. So there is that. As you can see, the team decided to go to A. Now, my big thing is in ranked, as I take my first shots on the Bismarck that was turning in, so these aren't going to be very impressive shells that land, and he was at range. But my big thing about ranked is, if the team says go to A, what I mean by team, if 2 or 3 people said, hey, let's go A, and somebody else, just says, okay, everybody should go to A. Whether you like it or not, you should go as a team, because you win or you lose as a team. And everybody should always fire at the destroyers when they're spotted. Even battleships, if you can do it, do it. As you can see, fire all my main guns at him and set my secondaries trained on him. And as you can see, this is where I'm assuming the New Orleans has probably got his radar popped. As you can see, it's turning into a kind of a tight area down here with all the battleships wanting to hide behind the same real estate. And friendly Bismarck, it took out the enemy deity. Now, we have a huge advantage, and we haven't lost a ship, and we have a destroyer still alive. Now, the other thing that I've been seeing or feel about ranked is the first 10 minutes or so really is just about doing as much damage and sinking as many of the enemy ships as you possibly can. The caps kind of don't come into play until the last 10 minutes of the match. And with everybody concentrated at A, the best thing to do is to keep all of your ships at A. Because if an enemy ship wants to go get to B, they are now down a gun. They are down a ship that could potentially do damage. I'm going to try to take shots on this Otago and get him out of the game, because the less ships that the enemy has, the more they are forced into playing more aggressively and taking more chances. But as you can see, we have put up a very good defensive position around A. The enemies that we're pushing are now retreating out of A. So there really is no huge need for us to really push it. The scores are still even. There's still plenty of time. As you can see, 3 of us are utilizing the smoke as the destroyer comes back in here. But we have the advantage in that the destroyer can give us smoke. So there's no big need to push in and cap A right away. As you can see, I got my secondary strain on this Bismarck. He is just burning all over the place. He's got a good old barbecue going on. But this guy's not going to last longer. And then I noticed that the enemy Amagi was coming out. And I'm going to take some shots at him because he still has a lot of health. I don't have very good shots in on the Bismarck. So instead of wasting my time shooting my main guns at him, at the enemy Bismarck, I'm going to shoot at the Amagi. I also, at this point, changed my secondaries to the Amagi And as you can see here, I had a fire still burning on the Bismarck, which I'm sure helped to its demise. And this is what I'm saying about kills and damage. We are 5 minutes into this game. They are down 2 ships. We are down 1. I have 60,000 damage done already. You know, the ships that have the enemy has popped out have paid for it. Because we have been doing a very good job on focusing our fire, on taking those ships down very quick. Got my secondaries trained on Yamagi, who was trying to back up. So I am turning to angle against the North Carolinas. And doing shots at him. But that's what I mean by they have 2 ships that went to B. One of them being a battleship. They could have definitely used that battleship over here. We lose our cruiser. Really, the loss comes down to the points. Really, because you know it's just the big boys left and the Otago. And as you can see, the Otago got quite a bit of health back. And that's why I'm saying I think that the Otago is just a slightly better ship than the New Orleans. But the New Orleans definitely got that destroyer kill, so his sacrifice cannot go unnoticed. We lose a battleship, and you know, there's the Amagi. He's close. He's getting hit by 1, 2 torpedoes. My secondaries are going off, and it gets finished off by our friendly DD, who did stay with the group. I take 1 torpedo from the enemy Otago, but the DD did a good job staying with us and trying to give us smoke and scout for us. There was no need for him to go out there and take any chances. He's better off staying alive. He's better off watching our flanks so nobody can come up from behind us without us knowing. He can also give us smoke clouds in case somebody gets caught out by themselves. But at this point, you know, we're winning, but the scores are still relatively even. The enemy can easily win as much as we can. Now, I am just going to continue to back up because I'm suspecting that cruiser's going to want to come around. At this point, they have to get a kill, or they have to touch our cap and stop us from getting points to get the lead back. But there is still 12 minutes left in this game, and it is still anyone's game. And this is what I mean. Your first 10 minutes of this game really comes down to your kills. Comes down to the damage done. They have 3 ships. We have 4 ships. That is what's giving us the lead right now, is that we have more ships than they do. There is no need for us to go to B. We don't need B to win. We need to continue killing. Now, it looks like the Otago is finally going to make his move to come around, and I'm suspecting he's probably going to want to drop torps, which is why I have my hydro up. I did that in a little anticipation. I kind of remembered where the guy was going to take my shots. Leave him on 254 health, but luckily I did have my secondaries trained on him prior to me seeing him, and yes, secondaries finished him, and now this game is pretty much ours to lose. The enemy Bismarck is 6 kilometers. I kind of don't want to just rush out there and give them a full broadside, so I'm going to kind of cut my speed. I thought maybe the North Carolina could have taken a little bit better hits than he did. But, you know, our friendly destroyer says, you know, 60 seconds for smoke, but I kind of need to get out there and take some of these hits for this NC maybe. But, I mean, I can't guarantee that this guy's going to want to shoot it. Got my secondary strained on him. He's bow on to me a little bit with the slight angle. I'm bow on to him with a little bit of angle. You know, our DD's doing what he can. He's dropping torps, which is pretty much gonna guarantee this guy's course doesn't change. But I don't think these torps are gonna hit because the enemy Bismarck is backing up. But what it will do is guarantee that he doesn't push forward soon. And at this point, I'm slowing down to start reversing myself to try to utilize the smoke that the DD had popped for us as I take a decent hit from the North Carolina that I am not extremely well angled against. I'm more worried about the Bismarck because I am within close range, but as you can see on the minimap, the North Carolina is not exactly long range either. He's just outside of my secondaries, which is a good range for the North Carolina. Now, I didn't notice that it actually come to a stop and was not reversing until just now. But my intentions were to reverse. But at this point, I now have to go forward because I need to get out of the situation. I don't want to get rammed. As you can see, my secondary is getting Confederate. I already have a close quarters expert. I believe the fires get me high caliber along with the secondaries. So these secondaries on this ship have definitely been working overtime. Wanted to angle myself even more, trying to put shots into the superstructure and take out one of his front guns. Gonna let these two fires burn a little bit. Now I don't have a choice. I'm too low health. I can't let those fires burn. I had to put them out to try to survive long enough to possibly take this guy out and then help with the last enemy ship. Bismarck's not long for life. He's dead. But as you saw prior to killing the Bismarck, they weren't that far down on points. Now they are down by over 200. The North Carolina's in no position to get to a cap or put any threat on us. He's got a lot of health. I don't, but luckily our friendly North Carolina also has a lot of health. So that guy wants to keep focusing on me. There's two of us shooting to him, which means we should kill him before he gets us. And you know, we also have the secondaries on the ship, which I do have an 18-point captain on the ship, so I definitely have manual fire control for my secondaries. So not only does the Bismarck have to deal with two battleships chasing him along with a destroyer that he doesn't know where it's at yet, but as soon as he touches B, he'll know the destroyer's getting that. But he's got to deal with the constant harassment of my secondaries that are just going to lay down a hail of HE shells and just cause fires all over him. And there's really not much you can do other than try to take me out to minimize all of that damage. Now, as you can see, he's fairly well angled, so I'm just trying to pump shells into the superstructure because that is the best chance for me to do any sort of damage. But I don't understand why this guy's running away. You're never going to win running away. Should have just came at us. Gonna take a shot. I'm extremely low on health again. I'm not going to survive much longer, and I don't know how I citadeled him, but I will take it. Luckily, my heals come back, and now I'm healing, so I might be able to survive at least one more hit. And then I get a witherer? A battleship gets a witherer? I haven't fired a single round of HE except for my secondaries.
Victory is in sight.
This guy's not going to survive this salvo. Especially considering we're all shooting at him now. And now we're going to take a look at the post-battle results. 171,000 damage, along with Witherer, Close Quarters, Dreadnought, High Caliber, and a Confederate medal with 2 ships sent to the bottom of the sea, base experience of 1900, as you can see, was number 1 on the team, but I cannot stress this enough. The team won. The team did very good, as this clearly shows. I made some money, but I cannot stress enough that this was a team effort, and that's what ranked really is, trying to play as a team. Main batteries do 84,000 damage. Its secondary damage is 24,000 and 62,000 due to the fires that my secondaries caused. This is my first ever wither in a battleship where I was not shooting high explosives due to my main shells. Actually, it's my first wither in a battleship. So please hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Appreciate all the support that you have been giving us. Keep those replays coming in, and have yourselves a great day.